So they have one of those connected to the wall for people who hemorrhage, so they can count how many bloody rags they put in and out of you, and to see if you're a candidate for a blood transfusion or not. And I'm staring at this the entire time. And there was 42 bloody rags. I'll never forget that number. And they said you just coasted right under the requirement.
And LA 4 is a Philly 10. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know.
My parents live down the street from my kids' school, and my dad's like, "Hey, can I pick up your kids today?" I got them off.
You know, it's a good way to do it is that buy them all a trip to Jamaica, right? With the money you made, and then while you're there, be like, "Look, guys, just want to let you know, I paid for this trip by selling my hoo-ha.
Yeah,
what's going on?"
Yeah. What is it? I have no idea what my mother does for a living.
Okay, hello and welcome to the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Lavelle, coming today by the one and only Jdub, Justin Richardson. Our guest today is the amazing, the beautiful, the outstanding, the funny Elizabeth Skylar. A lot of fun. This is another entrepreneur in the making. She went from a house mom to cam star to OnlyFans star to then now she's a full-on adult actress star, nominated for 2 XBiz awards. Really fun episode. Really, you know, one of the things I love is that, you know, was nominated for 2 Fleshbot awards. But one of the things I do love is that we got to dive into the backstory of Elizabeth Skylar, who is our guest today, and got to know her as a person and like really like her life and relationship and marriage and everything like that goes into being in this industry. And she was just a lot of fun. Justin, your thoughts?
No matter what they say, Jack and Jill's not an ice cream company.
No. Hey, watch out for that. Be careful what you googs.
Gets me mixed up.
What you googs. But yeah, you're right. So super excited for this. Elizabeth Skylar's the guest. She was a lot of fun. We booked her with Star Factory PR from Tanya Tate. But this is so much fun. Super excited to get into this.
I didn't know. I just found that out this episode. Tanya Tate's in the business. I thought she was just a PR lady.
No, yeah, Tanya Tate. She's a publicist, but she's been an actress for years. Yeah.
Didn't know that. Just don't know.
Well, now you do. Look at that. Oh, learn something new. Huh? Nice. Look at you. Learning new things.
Nice.
Learning new things. So, nice. So, like we said, I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Jdub, Justin Richardson. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. And on the show today, we have the one and only Elizabeth Skylar. Enjoy.
Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working Perspectives.
Hello and welcome to the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the one and only Jdub, Justin Richardson. On the show today, we have a woman who started out as a webcam model. She then became a Chaterbate star and an OnlyFans star. After that, she moved on to doing professional scenes. She's now filmed with studios such as Naughty America and Brazzers. She, in her first year, has been nominated for 2 Fleshbot awards for Best New Starlet, and the Best Back Porch. She's had several collaborations, like with Jack and Jill and Manuel Ferreira. She's married. She has children. She explores the life of being a superstar and an up-and-coming star while managing a home life. Super excited to have her on here. She's an advocate for mental health, and she's a total pleasure. The one and only Elizabeth Skylar. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
Thank you for having me on. I'm doing great.
Glad to have you. So super excited to get into this. Looking a lot of fun. But I did want to say that upcoming at the AVN Awards, you'll be appearing there on from the 19th and the 20th in January, the 24th to the 27th, and it'll be at the AVN booth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Go ahead. You're appearing with someone else there, correct?
Yeah, so I'll be at my own booth at AVN's, and I'll also be at the Naughty America booth as well. So I'm super excited about that.
Very cool. And you'll be there from the 24th to the 27th of January,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And then also you'll be appearing at the X3 show for the X-Bigs booth from the 19th and the 20th of January, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Very good. So make sure you check her out there. But we're super excited to get it started. So, Elizabeth, thank you for being on the show. And before we get started, I would just like to ask, what movie do you think is better? The Godfather Part 1 or The Godfather Part 2?
Oh, 2, 100%.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, we had an excellent discussion before the show started about movies, and I knew, I was like, she gets it. This girl gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're-
It's not even without hesitation.
Right. And
Yeah.
remind me, Sicilian, correct?
Yes, very Sicilian.
Look at that, Justin. That should count for 3 people. Are you kidding me?
Isn't
Wow,
Jack and Jill?
just-
Isn't Jack and Jill an ice cream company? Am I losing my
I
mind?
don't
Isn't
know.
that true?
I just know him as like a nursery rhyme. I think they put a play on that, like Jack and Jill went up the hill type of thing.
Sorry, it's been driving
Yeah.
me crazy.
Did you ever hear did you ever hear the Andrew Dice Clay gimmick? Where he's like, Jack and Jill went up the hill with $1.25. Jill came down with $2.50. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's a play on that, like the whole nursery rhyme thing. But I don't know. I'm not, you know what?
Swore it was an ice Jack and Jill ice. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe.
yeah, you're right. There is
Now
a
that
Jack
you
and Jill
asked
ice
them.
cream.
Right? I swear. It's when you
There
first
is.
said it, I was like, the ice cream company?
No.
Sick.
They're dealing with some other kind of cream. Ew, ew.
It's a whipping.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Very cool. Next question, Elizabeth. Pancakes or waffles or French toast?
Waffles, but it's Waffle House waffles or nothing
Yeah,
else.
so can I say this? And don't be upset with us. We're victims really in this scenario. Is that Justin and myself live in Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia area. And there's no Waffle Houses around here. So I've never been to one. Justin, have you?
Sure have. In Jacksonville.
Damn.
Actually, like
Well.
15 minutes outside of Jacksonville in like Palaca, Florida.
In
Well.
California, there's none either. I think there's maybe one, but I've been to a lot in the South. And once
Dude.
you go to a Waffle House, you can't go back.
I was a
So-
child. This woman had a perm on the top of her head, and then in the back, just straight hair. Like if you took like a curling
Oh,
iron,
yeah.
and straightened it. So like
a
perm
mullet.
on the top, and like it was the wildest thing I ever seen in my life. And we went when I was a kid. You could still smoke in there when I was a kid.
Oh, love
God.
that.
It was sick.
Yeah,
No
I
way I
remember
miss it.
going to Iowa and you could still smoke in the restaurants there.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I first started bartending, I was 19, and they had smoking sections and you could smoke at the bar, but eventually like they got rid of smoking inside altogether. But when I first started, you were still able to smoke at the bar. I remember when they got rid of it, I was like, this is crazy. No smoking at the bar. But then like I was like, oh, thank God. No one's blowing smoke in my
Dude,
face all
imagine
night. You
being
know
able
what
to
I
smoke
mean?
on an airplane. That's so crazy.
I
I never
That's
saw
wild.
I've
And
been
like
on
wild.
flights where people
hospitals
tried to
yeah.
light up in the bathroom.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much so that they had to put up signs and then actually make it like a federal offense.
And
Oh,
it's
is it
stop.
really?
Yeah, oh, yeah, they'll
stupid.
yeah.
And I'm like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, you're gonna literally make us like land the plane. Like, it's ridiculous. I've been on a couple flights like that actually.
They landed because people smoked cigarettes on the plane.
No, but they've like threatened people. They're like, if you don't stop smoking in the
gonna turn
bathroom, we're gonna
around.
land this plane. And people have tried cigarettes, vaping, and then smoking weed too.
Oh, you can vape on a plane. You can get away with that.
I don't know. They were pissed. This person tried it in the bathroom and they were pissed.
Wow.
Let's make a little
Yeah.
fold into my shirt.
Right. That's why
Man.
you bring edibles.
Yeah, that'll get you through a flight.
Heck yeah, well,
thank
nice. All right. Elizabeth, when it comes to eating Cheetos, are you crunchy or are you puffed?
Puffed.
There it is.
Wow.
We agree on something.
Wow. We got a puff girl on the show, Justin.
Like a
Wow.
puff.
But if
I
they're
mean-
hot Cheetos, they're crunchy.
Right. I'm not going to lie. We
Crazy.
haven't had a puffed in a while, Justin. How do you feel?
Well, good. I mean, I've always stood firmly behind my stance that the puff is better than the crunchy.
You're wrong, but
not.
it's your stand.
Cheese
Okay.
ball is like an unstoppable addiction machine. I could eat 1,000 cheese balls.
Oh,
And you couldn't eat a bag of Crunchy Cheats.
you have like the little 50-cent bag of crunchy Cheetos, and you're like, that was good. I can stop. I got a bunch of shit in my teeth. I'm not that happy.
Yeah.
But if you give me that
Wow.
big plastic barrel with the purple lid of cheese balls and you pop that, John, I'll eat 75% of it,
And
your
then
bowel
be in a
movements are just
coma?
horrific.
Great. Love
Like
to
not
talk this early.
styrofoam.
You know I do. You know I love kicking off the show with some caca talk.
Just think it's important.
Man, yeah, it is. We have to know about your bowel movements all the time. All right.
You don't like it
next-
that I talk about stomas.
I don't know what a stoma is.
I've talked about it like 9 times. You know when you get a new hole in your body? It's
Oh
usually in your
no, not
stomach.
the stoma.
And so when that happens and you go to the hospital, before you leave, if like say you got a stoma hole in your stomach, your partner would have to sign a waiver that says, hey, don't put your in the hole that's now in your partner's stomach, because it happens so often that they had to
Yep.
develop a form to be like,
Yep.
hey, I know there's
we
a new
told you
orifice.
about this.
I'm gonna ask my sister this because she used to work at the ER, and
Stoma hole.
It's like the shaking baby video.
Yeah, you know, you have to sign a form that says like you won't shake your kid when you leave the hospital. You have
Like
to
they
sign a
make
form
you
that
watch
says-
the video saying you won't shake your kid.
It's the form like loosely just says like you won't put weird shit in your stoma, but they
Yeah.
mean penis.
Oh, 100% they're meaning. It's all about the.
oh,
Yep, that's where we live in, Elizabeth. So don't get a stoma. Just saying. So, okay. Next question is amusement park or water park?
amusement park.
Very good. I like that answer. And then who do you like better? Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock?
Ooh.
Who do you
Okay.
like better, Justin?
Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
But
Okay,
I do really
so-
like Chris Rock, but not only Chris Rock now as much as I like Dave Chappelle now.
Okay,
I
so I
love
like
Chris Rock.
Dave Chappelle better now, but I feel like Chris Rock is too PC now. But
he?
1998 Chris Rock, like when he was
Yeah.
wearing those shiny suits.
Oh,
Wait.
bigger and blacker?
Yeah,
he did
that
Bigger
one.
and Blacker. That was amazing.
Yeah. Incredible. One of the best stand-up, one of the best comedy sets of all time. It was phenomenal. Bigger and Blacker. Absolutely.
Do you guys like Richard Pryor?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I like
Love
Richard.
Richard Pryor. Eddie Murphy too, right? Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah, I feel like there wasn't enough of him though doing a lot of stand up, and he kind of just transitioned to movies, and then that was it.
Imagine this. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you dude. But imagine this is that okay, so Eddie Murphy was so popular. One, he had when Beverly Hills Cop came out, is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, and it was only broken by The Hangover, right? The first Hangover broke it. That's how long it lasted. Two, he was so popular that he hosted SNL twice while he was still a cast member on SNL. How wild is
Wow.
that?
I never knew that.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, how about
wild.
you
Like,
be the host?
well, like that's just how popular he was. You know what I mean? Like think of
Oh,
all the movies
yeah.
like Beverly
Coming to
Hills Cop,
America.
Trading Places, 48 Hours, Coming
you
to
watch
America.
Coming to America
Massive
too?
hit.
On
No,
I
Amazon
I
heard
didn't.
it.
Prime.
Awful.
So fucking
Yeah.
bad.
He even had hits in the night. Like, dude, Nutty Professor was a hit. Say what you
Oh,
want. Nutty
Oh, they're
Professor
great.
was a massive hit.
Yeah, massive hit.
But then he kind of, with Norbit and all that, kind of went,
Yeah,
he's no Martin Lawrence.
Dude,
yeah.
I love Blue Streak.
Oh, Blue Streak is such a good movie.
fucking
I
love
always
that movie.
I quote Chappelle from Blue Streak all the time. When I say I'm like, and he said I smell bad and I can't read good. You
Said I
know,
was ugly and not going to read good.
When he did Bad Boys, that was really
Bad
good.
Boys was good. Bad Boys was good. Okay, so you're saying Chappelle over Chris Rock.
Mhm.
All right, and then Bill Murray at Chevy Chase.
Ooh, Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
What is going on in
Yeah,
this
I'm
world?
telling you.
But there's
Wow.
a reason. There's a reason. I love National Lampoon series. I love the whole series.
Uh-huh.
I love Christmas Vacation. I love Vegas
Uh-huh.
Vacation. I don't like the
Uh-huh.
European one though. That one sucked.
Who does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a huge soft spot for Chevy. Chevy. I don't know how you say it.
Chevet.
Chevy.
I think it's pronounced Chevet.
Chanvet. I love Fletch.
Chevet.
The Fletch movies
Fletch
are
is
so
a
good.
classique. It's a
Fletch is
classique.
good. Yeah.
Nice.
I love Bill Murray, but not as much as
Yeah, everybody likes Bill Murray. Bill Murray's, there's nothing wrong with Bill Murray, but Chevy's just better than Bill Murray.
Sure. It's Bill.
Although I heard that Chevy is the biggest asshole on the
So is
face.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray's a dick.
ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard like Bill Murray's like when he's like in his own element, like alone. I heard he's like a really nice guy.
Yeah. You're right. He is. Everyone said like we've gotten mixed reviews on Murray, but
They've
the
apparently
ones,
fought each other like
Mhm.
multiple
yeah.
times when they were on set.
Imagine this, dude. Yo, Caddyshack, right? They were both like fighting for 1 and 2 of the funniest dudes alive, right? Like it while filming Caddyshack, and apparently Chevy did or said something, and Murray just wasn't having it, and it was at SNL, and they went kablooey, and that's how it happened. So there you
Yeah.
go. That's history, guys, and you're welcome. There you go. Okay, next question. Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Coke,
not a
Matt?
communist. No, I'm Coke. Yeah, I'm Coke.
Yeah, I'm Coke too. We don't disagree
Yeah.
on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we did.
Pepsi's trash.
Yeah.
Pepsi's
Ice cold, and
garbage.
for the record, Coca-Cola strictly in a can, ice cold can. Like I will not drink it out of a 20 ounce. It's disgusting.
Or
Right.
Mexican Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it can be in glass. I'll also accept that because there's
What about
we still have
McDonald's?
well, yeah, McDonald's fountain and
Oh,
McDonald's
yeah.
Sprite is
Yeah.
wild. That shit it clears your sinuses.
Unbelievable.
That Sprite, if you have a stuffy nose and a nice plastic straw, because those cardboard straws they don't hit right.
They're a joke. They're a
Nice
joke.
plastic Sprite. What the hell was I
Dude.
talking about?
Sprite, I'll tell you that when you get Sprite's good when it burns. Is that wild? To think like the more it burns, the better the Sprite. God damn, that's a good Sprite.
I
Good
heard there's a
carbonation.
science with McDonald's and Sprite and Coke. Like they have
Yeah.
like special aluminum cylinders in the
Yeah.
machine that at a certain temperature, and I've heard all that stuff.
No,
Yeah, it's like
you're
keg
completely right.
pressurized
They order
keep the
pressurized the
carbonation.
syrups. Yeah. Isn't that wild? It makes the difference though. Everybody knows
does.
they have the best Coke and the best Sprite.
And it's like
It's
the
true.
cheapest too, because you'll go to Taco Bell and it's like $3 for a soda, and it tastes like tap water and like
Yeah.
like a little bit of seltzer, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, still, the Coke can be the best ever, but it's whatever they do. They're still not Chick-fil-A, so they can back off. Love Chick-fil-A. It's the best. I went to Chick-fil-A last night. It's incredible. Absolutely
Chick-fil-A is
incredible.
good, but I think In-N-Out's a little bit better.
See, that's
Yeah,
another
that-
thing. We don't have
yeah.
that out here. Never had
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right.
I
Oh
think
my
the closest
god.
one's like Texas.
In-N-Out is a religion out here.
Have you
That's
had
what
Shake
people
Shack?
say. They're like, it's a whole
Shake
thing.
Shack is honestly, can't even hold a candlestick to In-N-Out.
Yeah, I've had Shake Shack. It was okay.
It's
I
just a Martin's
agree.
potato bun and like a simple burger. As long as it's
I
on a
liked-
potato bun, I'm happy.
They had the peanut butter milkshake. That was a time, let me tell you.
In-N-Out cure
yeah.
anything. A hangover, COVID. I'm just kidding.
It was the initial cure for COVID. Was an In-N-Out. Was it a double animal style or something like that? Right.
So I do a 3x3. So it's 3
Oof.
patties, 3 things of cheese, and that's it. That's what I do.
No bun?
Damn.
No, I do the bun.
Okay, no, I
Oh,
didn't. Yeah, I was like, is
So
this a pile?
without the bun, they call it a Flying Dutchman.
Okay.
So if you wanted you hypothetically could get a 3x2,
Yeah.
Right.
3 patties, 2 cheeses.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
and you could get a 2x3.
Yeah, you can do whatever you
Mhm.
want. Like they used to have a rule, it was infinite how many patties and cheeses you could order, but they changed it because people were like literally ordering like 100 by 100s.
Yeah, to make a
50
YouTube video about it. Like,
Yeah,
can I have
and
a
so they're
300
like-
by 300? I'm like, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, no, we're not doing this anymore. So I think the most
Yeah.
you can order is a 20 by 20.
Damn.
So
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Who's doing that?
Well, the patties are really
That's how I
thin.
like it. Yeah.
So yeah,
I
but
like
yeah,
a smash. Like people put on the
Yeah.
menu, said some fucking bar, and they're like, we have smash burgers. I was like, sick, love a smash burger. And then they brought it to the table. I was like, I don't know if you know like what the word smash means,
Yeah.
but like the fuck is this?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I was like, go bring me 2 plates and I'll show you what a smash burger looks like.
yeah.
I would love. I mean, now I'm
Like it's all
jonesing for a
crispy
good
around the
old
edges.
cheeseburger.
So good.
Nice. All right, then
Cheeseburger's
let's keep.
Best
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's keep it moving then. Are you a gamer, Elizabeth?
I am not.
All right, let's keep it moving then. And this is probably the most important question you'll be asked ever. So it's
Okay.
important how you answer.
Okay.
When it comes to eating wing, are you drums or are you flats?
Oh, I'm flats. I hate
Oh.
drums. I know. I'm sorry.
We're
I'm
barbarians.
sorry. I'm sorry.
We started out so well, Elizabeth. We started out so well.
I'm
Justin.
the drums have got too much cartilage and shit. I don't like it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't believe the
selling this-
words I'm hearing.
all the time. We've only had like 1 or 2 people ever agree fully with someone.
Yeah,
They're
no,
done
it's
wrong.
tough. It's tough to get a clean sweep. It's really tough to get a clean sweep. I will say that. But if anyone deserves it, it's me because I've earned it. But
Drums are
you know,
trash.
we are
Flats
really.
are so much better.
That's not even
Just had
close.
wings the other night. All flats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Loved it. Yeah, break them apart, dip them in blue cheese, throw the bone, easy peasy.
I can't
Easy
even eat
peasy.
wings anymore because of my teeth. I got all veneers. So my
Okay.
face, I'm gonna bite into a bone and
Mm.
it's gonna crack my veneer. So
Ooh, don't want
So-
that.
the end
Well,
of
that's
that.
even the flats. You could just like slide the meat off with your fingers. And then
Yeah, that's true.
that
Yeah,
and-
that's true. So yeah. But
yeah, no apples either.
no
How,
apple.
how,
I went
yeah.
sorry. My girlfriend started packing me apples in my lunch, so I've been going hobo style, like eating it with a pocket knife because I don't. Same thing. I was like biting into it, it gets like stuck in your teeth. I'm like, look, apple is a good healthy snack, but it is
Yeah.
not worth picking shit out of my fucking teeth for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, I can't eat a lot of stuff. Corn on the cob. I can't do
Oh.
like carrots. I can't do apples. I can't do ice.
But is it all the teeth, or is it just the like front couple and like your molars are still your molars, right?
I have 11 on the top, 11 on the bottom. I did a good chunk of them last year.
But yeah, if you're gonna eat corn on the cob, your molars aren't involved, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because they shave your teeth down
Yeah, I've seen the
like
like
crazy.
it's nuts looking. I saw
Yeah.
somebody.
Huh.
It was like a meme or whatever, and it was that like they bit into an apple and like showed it was like it's just like little stubs, like it's your real tooth that like encaps the other tooth. It's crazy
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
I would get all gold bottom.
You would?
Yeah, just the bottom golds. Because the most of the time when I was talking, you wouldn't notice it. And if you didn't know me and you saw me puppy, you'd be like, is it fucking bottom teeth of gold? And you'd be like, no, that's crazy. You know, I saw it like that, you'd be like, oh, that's nuts.
I wouldn't
And
do the bottom. Go ahead.
And for how much I paid for my teeth, I hope to God they never fall out.
Oof.
Oh no, yeah.
They look great.
Thanks.
That's
I
the other
didn't
thing.
go to like Turkey. Nothing against people who go to Turkey to get their teeth done, but like I had a friend that was like, "Oh, let's go to Colombia to go get our teeth done." I'm like, no, thanks."
Yeah.
And it's
I'm gonna say
important
in
to do
America.
the color right, because if you do it like too white, it looks insane. Like
Yeah, like
you see
piano.
s- yeah, you see some people smile, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, there's a limit here. Like you can like I have the whitest you can go. And in other countries, it's like phosphorescent white.
Yeah, so like elderly people will smile and be like, those are not anyone's teeth.
Yeah, they
Oh,
glow.
yeah.
And I'm like, those don't look really natural, but okay. So
Do you,
That's the
I
key.
mean, do you like them?
I do.
Did they ever hindered you like while shooting or anything?
I was really afraid of that, but they never have.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know when I first got them done, I'm like, how am I going to learn to like do everything? And it's
Yeah.
pretty simple.
You're like, yeah, I figured it out. No big
Yeah.
deal. I
It's
mean,
like
it's not
riding a
like I
bike.
didn't. Yeah, it's not like I didn't have teeth before.
Yeah.
You know. I used to. I mean, this is a terrible story, but I used to work with this guy. He was like, he's kind of like a middling drug dealer. He was a cook at the restaurant I worked at, and he used to tell us about one of his favorite clients. His name was Gummy Bear, and he would sell he sold everything from like oxy to meth and angel dust and heroin and all that stuff. And he said his favorite client was Gummy Bear because she would take her teeth out and that's how she would pay. And then he's like, they ain't nothing like the gummy job. And I'm like, bro, I believe you, buddy.
That's so funny because my husband and I were just talking about this because there used to be a series on HBO called Atlantic City Hookers.
Oh yeah.
And there's a scene where this lady takes her teeth out and gives a guy a blowjob in a car.
Yeah.
And they left her mic on. And I'll never forget that. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. We've been there.
Yeah. Well, no, I
Yeah.
haven't. But
No, yeah, right, yeah. No, yeah, neither have I. I'm saying like I saw
None
the
of us
exact
have been
same.
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
the
that's
exact
We've all
same.
seen that HBO show.
yeah, they used to have that. And then
That
they
show was
used to
great.
have Hookers of Honolulu. That was
Ooh.
good.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And then they had Cat House.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Loved.
Yeah.
Loved
And then-
Cat House.
So HBO would be free like once it would be like a
Year.
weekend every year. You know what I mean? It'd be free in like June, like when you had regular cable, and it'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
punish
Yeah.
myself.
And then they had taxi cab confessions too. That was a really good
Remember
one.
that? Yeah, I remember that. But dude, I loved Cat House. I've developed a really big thing for Aiden 38 Double D. It was like unhealthy how much I loved her. She was great. I mean, not unhealthy because
What was the
but
one chick? Air Force Amy.
Oh
Air
yeah,
Force Amy.
No, she still works there.
Yeah.
No
When
way.
we
Mhm.
had when we had another actress on the show, and she actually used to work in Nevada at one of the ranches, and she was saying the same thing, that they're all still there having fun,
I think
doing their
that
thing.
the owner guy, I think he passed. Dennis
Oh yeah,
Hoff.
he
Remember
passed away.
him?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a massive heart attack.
He was on
Damn.
he would come on Stern and stuff. He was cool. He was
Mhm.
popular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He seemed like a good time.
Yeah. Didn't he test drive all the cars before he sold them?
Oh, I'm
Wasn't
sure
that
he
a thing?
did. I'm sure he did. But like I always tell, Pahrump, Nevada is in the middle of
But
nowhere.
that's where the cat house is.
Yeah.
How far is it from
range.
like Vegas?
Well, Vegas is at the tip, and then Reno is up at the top, and
Uh-huh.
it's across from Reno. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles away from Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the middle of a little old town.
I remember there was I used to hang out with this one football player. He played for the Eagles, and he was a pretty big deal. But he was like, one time we were taking him to the airport, and he was going to Vegas, and he's like, where my first stop is as soon as I get there? And we're like, where? He's like, the Bunny Ranch. So now that he said that, I was like, so you flew to Vegas
Good
to
luck
then
with that
drive
one.
to the Bunny Ranch, like, which
It's
is
in the
2 hours
opposite
away?
direction.
Yeah. I was like, all
Yeah.
right. I mean, that just can't, I don't know. I've done some crazy things to get laid and for, whatever, but I don't know if I'm going to drive that far and pay that much. It can't be worth it. But hey, who knows? What are you going to do? So,
Yeah.
all right, let's keep it moving then. So I want to talk about you. I want to promote what you have upcoming now. So like we said, you have your January 19th through the 20th. You'll be at the XBigs booth at the X3 show. And
Mhm.
then January 24th through the 27th, you'll be at the AE Expo at the AVM booth in Las
Mhm.
Vegas, correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right. What else do we got?
At the moment, I don't have any pro scenes coming up because I took a
Okay.
little break just for the holidays and everything.
Yeah.
But as soon as AVNs is done, I'm resuming work as usual.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. And we'll have links in the descriptions to links in the description of this episode to where you can find all your stuff, your social media stuff, then which can be led to your OnlyFans and your link tree and things like that. So
Mhm.
people can check that out to find more stuff about you. But I want to start with you. So let's go back to it. So I want to talk about jobs, right?
Yes.
And one of the first things I want to ask is, do you remember the first job you ever had? And I don't mean like, if you were shoveling snow for $5, like, did you have like a real first job?
Yes. So my first job ever, I worked at a frozen yogurt shop.
Fro-yo.
Yep. I had to get a permit. I had to get a work permit because I was only 15 years old.
I remember them.
So I had to get that through my school.
Yep.
And did that for a couple years. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I got to eat all the frozen yogurt I wanted and all the toppings I wanted, and
Yeah.
it was always fun.
Yeah, I was in a similar scenario. I worked at a Dairy Queen for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't love it. I went from working at this Italian restaurant where everything was cash under the table, which I loved because it was
Mhm.
like you got cash like at the end of the night, to getting a paycheck where I'm like, this sucks. Like,
Oh
this
yeah.
paycheck sucks. I don't want anything to
Yeah.
do with this thing, And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do any money, whatever. So yeah, it all sucked. But
Worked for
no,
tips too. And
yeah.
then like now that I think about it, just like with crime and everything, it was a complete glass front like storefront. And we would
Ugh.
count the money from the register at the end of the night, like right on the counter, like right in front of everybody to see.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I look back on it, how stupid that was. And that someone could have easily broken the door, and robbed the shit out of us.
Yeah. I mean, were you in that type of area though?
No, I mean, anything's possible.
True.
But
You're very true. Plus, when people see money and people
Give 'em
being
your headset.
irresponsible with it, they'll take advantage. Yeah.
yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are.
So.
But nice. Okay. So you're doing the fro-yo, slinging some sweet cream, and then what comes after that?
So then I graduated from high school.
Head of the
And I
class?
went to community college for a little bit. Didn't really like it.
What was your major in community college?
I literally did not have a major. I was just kind of just riding the waves to see, if there's anything I was possibly interested in, and nothing kind of ever came up. And then so
Right.
I got into cosmetology school because I always loved doing hair and nails and stuff like that. So I went to a cosmetology school in downtown LA for a long time. So I'd commute all the way down there 6 days a week. And then I got my cosmetology license in 2010, and I was an apprentice for a stylist for a little while, and then I got pregnant.
Oh. I mean, that's good,
Well, it was a little scary. I was 20 years old. I was still living at home, and my parents are pretty conservative, so they were not happy. But my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, was like, look, like, we got this, we're going to take care of this. Like, so he ended up buying a house, and I moved in with him, and 2 weeks later I gave birth. So
See, I love that though. I love that it's like even at a young age, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to him too. Like, a lot of guys
yes,
don't take responsibility like that, but he stood up and was like, "Nope, you're my girl. This is our child. Like, let's do the right thing." That's phenomenal. Good for him.
thank God. I know
Good for
I'm
both of
so
you.
so blessed, because I know
Yeah.
that there's not a lot of men like that out there, and that's what my dad was very concerned about. He was like, holy shit, but
Who's this guy?
yeah. But I was literally at work one day, and my husband went to my parents' house and was like, this is what's going to happen. Like, I'm going to take care of this child. I'm going to take care of your daughter. And yep.
And if you were 20, how old was he?
25.
So still both very young.
Yeah.
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 Man, that's wild. I mean, shout out, he's a man of his word. How did you two meet?
Through an ex-boyfriend of mine.
Ooh.
So I know. So I was broken up with this guy. And we were trying to work things out, and we went out for coffee one day, and we were sitting outside, and my ex-boyfriend was like, oh, that's my friend. Hey, Scott.
So, all right. So you're sitting at the cafe, and the
Mhm.
dude's calling your husband over, your
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend. You guys weren't broken up at the time, right?
No, we were broken up. We were
Okay.
broken up, but we were trying to work things out. And he calls over my now husband. And so he introduced me to Scott, my husband. And then that was it. We parted ways, and he somehow got my number from my ex-boyfriend and found out where I worked and all that kind of stuff, and came to my work and was like, hey, can I take you out sometime? Oh yeah, totally swooped in and whoosh.
Wow. Jdub, have
So
you ever hooked up with one of your buddies' exes?
No.
No,
No.
me either. It's honestly, I mean, like, I've hooked up with, like, I would have to
That's
say,
not true.
like, one of my, no. If it's one of,
I'm
like,
wrong.
if it's one of, like, my good friends, right? And, like, they date a girl, it's almost like if my brother would date a girl. Like, they become, like, kind of
Oh
like,
shit.
you
Yeah, no,
know?
I'm really wrong. No, now that I think about it.
Jesus Christ, Justin, what did you do? But no, like for me at least, like I've never dated or like, man, I guess I have got shit.
Yeah, now you really think
Uh,
about it, you're like, I mean, I've never
yeah.
dated any of my friends.
I've never dated either. But like also like if I had like a buddy who was serious with a girl, they became almost like, it's like they're like just one of the other guys. I couldn't like I don't know. For me, like I would never want to like upset like a real friendship. But if it's just like some dude I knew that was just like a buddy, I'm
well,
like,
that
yo,
was the
bro.
thing. And my ex-boyfriend, when he found out that we were dating, he was so pissed. And my husband, Scott, he was like, he goes, I wouldn't consider him like a really good friend. He goes, we know of each other, we're friends, but we're not like best friends. And
Yeah.
then Scott was like, and let's be honest, he wasn't faithful to you. Totally just threw him under the bus, which he deserves it anyway. So whatever.
Right.
But
Sure.
so that was that.
Yeah. All right. So then So Scott woos you, right?
Mhm.
Then shortly there, how long were you guys dating before you got pregnant?
We met in 2009, so we were dating for like 2.5 years before we found out we were pregnant. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So, man. All right. Were you like, I mean, and you don't have to answer this, but like, were you always sexually active even at a young age?
Yes.
Okay.
So I lost my virginity when I was 15. So,
Okay.
which I think
That's
is like
normal though. Yeah.
average, normalish.
Yeah.
So
Unless you're
I
like a
always
weirdo.
was. It was kind of like a competition in school. Like everybody
Yeah.
nowadays is like scared to like lose their virginity, which I mean, rightfully so, but
Sure.
like a competition in my friend group who could lose their
Yeah.
virginity.
Oh, really? I mean, I wish I knew girls like you back in the day. Are you kidding? Like for guys, it was like legit. Like I look back on like the amount of time I wasted obsessing about having sex with a girl. Like legit obsessing about how to have like get a girl to like want to touch my schmeck. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the amount of time I wasted trying to get that to happen was, I mean, I still waste time trying to do it. You know what I mean? And I'm married, you know? So, but no, it's like, it's crazy to think there is a lot of pressure. I don't know if, I think for girls, it's a little less common as far as like the pressure to lose it from other girls, right? As like a competition. But for
Mhm.
guys, it's super common. Like you're almost viewed as like not a man unless
Right.
unless you've done it.
Yeah. I was
So,
the guy I was dating at the time that I lost my virginity to, like, I was, like, pressuring him. Like, we were, like, going on, like, a week dating, and I was like, "Yo, like, are we gonna, like, do this or what?" Like, I'm like, you know? And he's like, "No, it's too soon."
you're like,
It's
you
sacred.
I know.
Just
I
want to
was like,
give up.
"What the fuck?" But I
like,
did
what are
it,
you
like, the right
gay?
way. Like, I used condoms.
Yeah.
I bought, like, a huge thing of condoms from Costco or wherever I could find, like, a big pack. But I was really responsible that way because the last thing I wanted to do was get pregnant then. I mean,
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
kinda
least finish
Yeah.
high school.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah. Yeah.
bare minimum requirement. It's like as long as you finish high school not pregnant, it's like, all
Yeah.
right, we're good.
Yeah.
We got through this.
Yeah.
Can't get pregnant in
Okay.
high school.
I mean, I've seen it like I've
I've
seen it on
always
posts. Go
sorry.
ahead.
I've talked about this. Like I know like the kids who went like 1 for 1 in high school, like they had sex one time and had a kid that time.
Yeah.
Like I know like a kid who was like 15.
Ooh.
He's like he's shooting 100%. And it's like you've had
Yeah.
one sex and you have one kid. I'm like sick.
Dude, I know
No.
it's crazy too. Like I've seen it too, where there's kids that handle business having children at a young age, and then there's people that did not handle it well. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like it can be very, scary at
Oh,
whatever
no,
way you
it's
look at it.
scary at any age. Let
Yeah,
me tell you,
Yeah,
it's scary at any
I'm scared.
age.
I'm 38. I'm
agreed.
scared. I'd be scared right now.
It's so
Yeah.
scary. I mean, it's because I don't know. It's just all they pressure you at the doctor. They're like, well, do you want to genetically test for this and
Oof.
that? So you go through all the tests and then
Yeah.
this and that. And then,
Yeah.
birth is like crazy. And I ended up having C-sections with my two, and
Hmm.
that is not easy. And it's a
I
lot.
remember I remember for my daughter, when my wife, like when her water broke, we went to the emergency room and we were there with the nurses, and they're like, okay, like this is a big baby, like, you could have some complications if you go the normal route. Like you might, want to consider C-section, things like that. And we were like, well, what should we do? And they were like, legally, we're not allowed to tell you what to do. But we
Right.
will tell you, they're like, but we will tell you this. If you go the normal route, you could hurt the child and it could take up to this many hours and still you'd have to get a C-section, or you could do a C-section and be out in an hour 10. And we're
Yep.
like, let's do a C-section. How about
Yeah,
it?
no, yeah, C-sections. I mean, they promote it. I mean, because one, they want to cover their ass, and then two, it's more money in their pocket. But yeah, they don't want any accidents to happen or
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
traumatic.
Yeah. And it
But
still
I
doesn't,
will
I
say
don't think it affects the child really. You know what I mean?
it's easy. I mean, like I thought everybody goes, "Oh my God, the shot in your back, it's so painful." You don't feel shit. You
Yeah,
really don't.
you're on the ride. I mean, it was weird. when I was in there with my wife, and like I'm there, she's sitting there. They have like the sheet up, they have like the sheet up and everything, like covering the surgery, and like she's laying there like this. And then all of a sudden, like I'm like talking to her, I'm like, it's gonna be okay, you're okay. And she's like woozy kind of out, but then all of a sudden it's like I see like this,
Yeah.
and they're like pulling on her, and I'm like, whoa, what's
Mhm.
going on here? And then all of a sudden, like the baby comes out, and then I smell I smell cooked flesh because they're
Oh, yeah.
suturing her back together.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck is going on here?
Oh, no,
But yeah,
it's crazy. Both my kids were born at 36 weeks, so a month early,
oh
and
wow,
they still have to yank the baby
yeah,
out to get him out. And like
yeah,
the bed was like moving, and they were like, "Who didn't
yeah.
put the brakes on this bed?" Like they were
I would have
But yeah,
I
it's
would have
pretty easy.
yeah, I would have thought it'd been a gentle process until right
Oh.
now. They
No.
Oh
gotta-
no, it's the
it's-
craziest thing. Like I tell
it's-
people the second time around, I had to have an emergency C-section because I was hemorrhaging during
Oof,
labor.
oof.
And they put me back there. They don't even tell you what's going on. Like all of a sudden you just see a lot of people moving back and forth and on the phone, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Let's put you in
yeah,
an emergency C-section." And I'm
yeah.
like, "Okay." And then the anesthesiologist comes in the room and he goes, "If we don't get a certain amount of fluid in you, you're going to flatline on the table." And I was like, "Okay." So they had to put a blood pressure cuff around my IV bag and squeeze in as much fluid as they possibly could into my veins, then take me back. And then I get back there and they've got like this, like in like elementary school, they have like the flashcard pockets, like for flashcards, like that blue, like it looks like a blue thing that you put up on the wall.
like
Yeah.
hangs over a door.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, so they have one of those connected to the wall for people who hemorrhage, so they can count how many bloody rags they put in and out of you, and to see if you're a candidate for a blood transfusion or not. And I'm staring at this the entire time. And
Oh,
yeah, there was 42 bloody rags. I'll never forget that number. And
oh.
they said you just coasted right under the requirement.
You're 43.
Yeah,
You would be getting some new blood, but
yeah,
42, you're good.
yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Damn.
I was like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
yeah. You're like, all right, time out, guys. Hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe after 8, maybe we should try new blood. I don't know. That
Yeah.
seems like a lot.
Yeah,
But all right.
crazy.
So let's keep it moving then. So we last talked, you got pregnant, but you were still going down to the salon school and everything like
Mhm.
that. Did you end up working at a salon?
I did, yeah. I worked under an apprentice for a while, and that's when I found out I was pregnant. So I
Okay.
had my license and everything before I was
Okay.
pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I found out I
You
was
seem
pregnant.
like you'd be good at it because you're like a good talker and you're personable. Like you think,
Oh
you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, yeah, you did
I'm a
well.
great bullshitter.
We can smell our own. Yeah.
Crazy. Why do you have to have a license to cut hair?
It's
You got a
crazy
license there
for
to do everything.
sanitization purposes. Like they want you to make sure
Oh, I
like
see.
you like
They promise you
sanitize
won't
like the
spread lice.
buzzer and the scissors and yeah, like a whole bunch of stuff. And it's just money in the state's
Yeah.
pocket, at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So you're working there and you have your kid, and then what was next after after you had your first kid?
so I had my first kid and I was a stay-at-home mom until 2016, and then 2016 I had my second. And I was stay-at-home mom. I still to this day I help my husband with his work. I do all the financial crap for
Oh,
that.
that's great.
But I don't really consider that to be like a full-time job.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't until the pandemic that everything changed.
Okay, so you were a stay-at-home mom till the pandemic, right? And then, so what happened? Like, okay, can I say this? Like, you had how old were you when you had your second child? Because you were
I
20
was
when you had your first
25.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys waited a couple years, had another one, but you're still very young. Like, for nowadays, they say, but like 25 is still very young to have a child. So but like since you had the kid young, like you're going to these PTA meetings and preschool drop-offs and daycares and all these things, and like let's call a spade a spade. You were the best looking mom at all these places. Am I right?
I would like to think so, but let me tell you, there's a lot of smoke shows at my kids' school.
Oh yeah, you're in LA. Damn. I mean, and LA 4 is a Philly 10. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know.
My parents live down the street from my kids' school, and my dad's like, "Hey, can I pick up your kids today?" I got them off.
So you're the smoke show mom, right? And like you're doing all these things and like, getting hit on all the time, probably, whatever. Story of our lives, you know what I'm saying? But okay. So then pandemic happens and then what's going down?
So my kids' school initially went, okay, they're going to be out of school for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And my husband immediately was like, that's bullshit. They're not going to go back after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it went from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, 4 weeks to 6 weeks. And then they went, school's canceled indefinitely.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I am not going to sit here for God knows how long with my kids doing online schooling every single day when there's daycare centers that offer education that are right down the street that will take them
Yeah.
in. And so I put them in there just so that they weren't sitting at home all day. And then I had downtime. And I was like, okay, what the hell do I do? And
Yeah.
so my husband suggested Chaturbate, and I really liked the idea of it. And so, because I watched it, because at first I was like, what the hell is Chaturbate? I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah.
And so I watched some people do it, and I was like, okay, I really want to do this. So that's when I started. So I started in May of 2020.
So can you kind of, for those, not for Justin and me, because we're cool and we're hip and we're into it, but can you kind of give like a rundown as to what is Chaturbate?
So Chaturbate is a online site where guys, girls, couples, trans, whatever you're into, it's a sexual site. So it's camming. So you're stripping for money, you're doing sexual acts for money. So you have like a tip menu, and you'll be like, okay, take my top off for 500 tokens, or you have goals for tokens and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did in my spare time from like the morning hours until the afternoon, is I
What
stripped on camera and did sexual acts for people on camera.
what kind of things were you doing on Chaturbate? Like just like strip teases and things like that?
Strip teases, masturbation, stuff like that.
Yeah. Did your husband ever get involved or was it just you?
He never got involved. He has since made my debut with Jack and Jill. So he never got on camera with Jack and Jill, but he's been on camera just for fun with Blonde and Silver Fox, who are another big couple on Chaterbate.
Yeah.
But he never did anything sexual. He was just kind of our little toy for the evening.
Oh,
We
good for
tied him
him.
up. We tortured him, stuff like that.
Oh man, sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Chaturbate and like so were you seeing like success with Chaturbate?
I did, but it kind of ran out of steam like a year into it, or not, almost a year into it.
Why
Like
would you say it ran
6
out of
months into
steam?
it. It was a pain because I don't have an extra room in my house to leave all my equipment up for Chaturbate, because like
Oh, I
Chaturbate, you
see.
got to have a cam, lighting, a mic,
Yeah.
toys, lingerie, like all this stuff. And
Yeah.
every time I was done, I had to clean everything up, put everything away,
Yeah.
and then I'd have to repeat the process. So I was like, this is crap. So what changed for me was I contacted Jack and Jill on a whim, thinking I would never hear back from them, because I know they had people on their show every weekend,
Yeah.
and they wanted me on their show. So in October of 2021 was when I did my first threesome ever on cam with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was so I mean, can we ask, like, was this a discussion that you had with your husband and he was okay with it? Like, what went down?
Yeah, so we discussed it, and he was like, at the time, which is so funny now, he's like, okay, this will be the only guy you can have sex with on camera ever. Of course, that changed really quick.
Right. Sure.
But and at the time too, right before I cammed with Jack and Jill, I started an OnlyFans too. Which I was kind of late to the OnlyFans train, because
Right.
some people really were raking in the cash.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a little late to that. But as soon as I did the Jack and Jill show, my OnlyFans blew up. And so I didn't have to do Chaturbate anymore.
Nice. Very cool. And what was your husband on you with OnlyFans, or was it just you, or were you inviting like different actors in, or what was going on?
Well, at first it was just me. It
Okay.
was just well, at the time I was using my husband as a prop in the very beginning,
Uh-huh.
but you didn't have to tag anybody in the very beginning. Now you have to tag someone. So that was a big thing. He didn't want to make an account and all that kind of stuff. So I did a few shows with Jack and Jill. I've actually done like, let's see, 4, 5. I've done 5 shows with Jack and Jill. So, and then just this year is when I started doing collabs with other guys. And then it wasn't until July of this year is when I did my first pro scene.
Nice.
Still kind of,
Okay.
it's still kind of new for me.
How do you like, I mean, what is that conversation like with your husband? And if this is prying too much, please let me know. But
No,
what
not
is that conversation like with your husband of like, hey, I really want to sell this OnlyFans scene and get our numbers up, but I need someone I can do this with, and you're not willing to set up an account. So I've invited, Johnny Big Nuts or whatever. So
well,
like, how does that conversation go?
he was kind of suggesting it more than I was. Like he was like down with it.
Okay.
Like
So
he was
it's
like
kind of a thing
he
for
saw
him.
me with a couple guys like on Chaterbate and he was like, okay, like, he knew that there was like there's no emotional connection afterwards. It's just sex. And he was like, okay, if that's gonna how it is, then I'll let you continue this. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And then I mean, is he allowed to be with other girls too, or no?
No, that's the one question we get asked a lot. The 2 questions we get asked are we swingers? Which no, we're not. We've never participated in that lifestyle. We don't want to be a part of it. It's just not really us. And
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be with other women, which is so funny because he gets so many offers from my girlfriends. And so, but he's very shy.
Really?
Yes.
Man, good for him. You know? Good for him.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Must yeah, must be nice. Hey, when you got it, you got it. Good for him. So then, okay. So, all right. So you're doing the OnlyFans and you're working the gimmick, and then you get into your first pro scene. And what scene was that? And who was it with?
So I contacted Naughty America in June of this year, thinking I would never hear anything back, just like the whole
Right.
Jack and Jill thing. And they reached
Sure.
out to me and they said, we would love to have you. So Shelby Black was my director for my first pro scene. And he was the one that contacted me and was like, we would love to have you. So my first scene was for Naughty America and it was called Dirty Wives Club and it was with Will Pounder.
Wow. Man, that's a pretty big scene right off the bat, huh?
I was so nervous. Very, very nervous.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, good for you. I mean, it's crazy too. You did one scene and you've received 2 awards right away. So that should be really,
Well, I
has
have
something
very
to,
good fans too.
yeah, has something to like, are you, so as far as, like, I know fitness is part of like your body is almost your business, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? So is fitness like a big thing that you do at like, or fitness is like a big thing for you as far as like, it's something you do every
Was
day and
I'm not gonna lie, I don't work out nearly as much as I used to. I used to work out 7 days a week during the pandemic. Like I really was stressing my body out. Like I
yeah.
was big into cycling, big into running, and it wore my body down. And now with my schedule, collabing with people doing pro scenes, like the last thing I want to do is like get on a bike or run. Like it's just I'm
It's
so
too much.
physically and emotionally drained after my scenes that that's the last thing I want to do. So
Yeah. Yeah. I hear
so
you. They can be a lot too, like what,
Yeah.
so go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say you burn a ton of calories doing that. Counts.
oh yeah. Cycling, I trained for a half marathon just solely on my bike and I
Oh
ran
wow.
a marathon no problem.
Oh wow. God bless you.
13.6 miles. Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh
So
Pete.
mhm.
Man.
Oh, I
How
was
tall are
like
you?
5'7".
Okay. So, all
She's
right.
about
So
as
you're
tall
like
as
average
Matt.
height. Dude, I'm 5'11" and everybody knows it. Elizabeth, this isn't a thing, but I am 5'11". Okay. And everyone knows it. And people have seen me in public and they've seen me on camera. And I'm basically a skyscraper how tall I am. I'm 5'11". I tower over people with my height.
I've encountered all different heights when it comes to collabs and pro scenes. So everybody's different.
I agree. But one thing that isn't different is old Uncle Matty here is 5'11". And
What's
that you can
different is
take that to the bank.
the number you say how tall you are.
The biggest person I've collabed with is Danny Mountain. He's fucking tall.
I mean, his last name's Mountain. How tall is he?
I think
Yeah.
he's like 6'5".
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah, or no, maybe not that tall, but he's big. He's
Yeah.
big.
So okay, so you're big on like, and you're still like, are you still work out, but you're just not as like massive as you were into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a toll on your body. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Totally got you.
So then, have you shot any other scenes, pro scenes since Naughty America?
Yes. So I've done 4 Naughty America scenes and I've done 1 Browser scene. That was a big deal.
Whoa. With
Yeah.
who?
Manuel Ferrer and Sinatra Monroe.
Oh, I love Sinatra Monroe. She's
Oh
great.
my God. Okay. So that was like a firework scene for me. That was so
Oh,
much
I bet.
In August, we got a hurricane warning, which we've never gotten in California before, ever. It ended up being the stupidest thing ever. So the day of this shoot, we got this hurricane warning and we only got like less than a quarter of an inch of rain. It was the stupidest thing. And anybody who had kids came to set that day and was pissed. I was like, my kids' school was canceled. So everybody that had kids were so thank God my husband knew how important that day was to me, and so he took the day off so he could watch the kids. But that was an amazing scene. I loved it.
I mean, little did they know that the real flood warning was at the Razor set.
Literally.
Yeah, Sinatra Monroe, she's a smoke.
Oh my God. And she's gorgeous, and then her butt is beautiful. Like,
yeah, you know what? I would agree. So,
and then I've done a scene for Cherry Pimps, a solo scene.
Okay. All right, cool. So it's available out there now for everyone. So make sure you check it out. Okay. So we are coming towards the top of time. But before we get out of here, I want to get into everyone's favorite segment. It's now time for Jdub's questions. Justin here is gonna ask you some questions, Elizabeth, and then you can give him some answers or not. Entirely up to you. Go ahead, Jdub. Take it away, sir.
Can you swim?
Yes.
Do you have have you broken any bones?
No.
Have you been in the back of a cop car?
No.
What were the other names you were going to go with instead of Elizabeth Skylar?
That's the only one I've had.
That's what everyone says. Nobody's like debated this. I feel like it would be a hard decision.
Did you ever do the like the porno name thing? Like for like it's the street you go up on.
Name?
The street you grew up on. First pet and the street. Yeah, so it's first pet and the street you grew up on.
Oh God. It would have been something that was stupid. It would have been like, I think it would have been like Fritzy. Fritzy was the name of my first cat. So Fritzy, I don't even know the first. Well, I know what it is, but I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah. Don't say it. Okay. But it'd be Fritzy something. Fritzy Broadway. Whatever. Yeah. Justin's was really good. Justin, what was yours?
Baron the Third or Baron Third. I mean, grew up on 3rd Street.
No, but it was something else. Baron something.
I'm
like Baron Hedgewater or something.
Hedgewood is where my parents live now. Baron Hedgewood.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
That's very proper.
Mine's Conrad Royal, which is a really good one.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a big fan of it. Still am. Still a big fan. Conrad Royal.
Do you have a favorite conspiracy theory?
Yes. Oh God, everybody's gonna laugh. I truly think that Khloe Kardashian is OJ Simpson's daughter.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was collabing with someone and they were at my house and we just happened to bring that up. And I was collabing with Mars. I don't know if you guys have heard of Flight Life Mars. And he goes, "Holy shit." He goes, "Did we just become best friends?" I was like, yeah, because I totally believe that.
I like it. I think it lines up. First off, for the record, 2,003 yards in 14 games. OJ Simpson, say whatever you will about him. Man can run a football.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I believe that she allegedly is his daughter. I also believe that I think Marilyn Monroe was murdered and then that she did not OD. And
Whoa.
yeah, and then the whole JFK thing is very interesting to me too.
What about do you think space is fake?
No, I think space is real.
Did we land on the moon?
That's so weird. I just heard something about that it was all staged, and I'm like, that's a lot for it to
It's a
be
lot of
staged
work.
like that. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I
Too
always
much
like
work.
I can't believe that people say that aliens like aren't real. Like, come on.
Aliens are
So I was
1,000%
just
real.
actually,
they're
this is
real.
funny. I was just watching this today. So the concept that the issue with space travel is that you think space is just this big empty space, but it's not. Like there's a lot of particles, rocks, even little pebbles. And if you were to traverse, let's say from galaxy to galaxy very quickly in a large craft at that speed, even like a little pebble would tear through any metal that exists on our planet. So like there is no way to traverse from galaxy to galaxy at a subsonic speed without incurring the damage of whatever is floating through space. It's like the only way you could get from planet to planet is you would have to be like 10 millimeters or less in size.
Yeah. Well, the thing that freaks me out is they say that someone is having this exact conversation on another planet, like galaxy after galaxy away. Like that freaks me out. Sometimes that kind of stuff, like it blows
I
my mind.
mean, I mean, I don't
Maybe
even know what to say to that.
I mean, but there's got to be something out there, like definitely.
I agree. I 100% believe that there's something out there. I agree.
Yeah. So.
Well, what's the movie you've seen the most?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh. Oh my God. If I had to pinpoint one, I think it would be Casino.
Great movie. Wow.
Yeah.
I love that movie. What's the last movie that made you cry?
Oh, Dances with Wolves.
Great
Kevin
movie.
Costner.
Yeah.
Love that movie so much.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous person you've met or like seen like closely? In the
I've
sense
met
of, like,
Kobe Bryant.
for real?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
Never gonna top
that day was horrific when the day he passed away, but I met him right when he started out with the Lakers in 98. He was signing at the Glendale Galleria, I think it was. He was signing for free, which is like unheard of. And I met him.
Dude, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've met a lot of Lakers. Meta World Peace I've met.
Ron?
No,
Yeah,
LeBron.
Ron.
No, Ron.
Oh,
Ron
God.
Artest.
Oh,
Oh,
Meta
Ron
World Peace
Artest.
is
I thought you
Ron
said
Artest.
LeBron. No, I have not met LeBron.
I would
Rick
much
Fox.
rather meet Meta World Peace than LeBron.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to piss people off, but Kobe Bryant is far more superior than LeBron. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you're not arguing with us. Jordan's better than both of them.
Oh yeah. My husband's like Jordan's way better than all those fools combined. So
Yeah. Yeah. True that. You know what? I'm liking your husband more and more.
yeah. Yeah.
Seems like a stand-up fella.
Yeah.
All right, Jdub, keep it going, buddy.
You ever peg a dude?
I haven't. No, what am I talking about? Yes, I have.
Do you want to? Or did you like it?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Isn't it tiring?
No, it's not too bad.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, do you think having sex is tiring, Justin? It's like the same thing.
Yeah, that was the
It's not too bad.
that was the joke.
So you've only ever pegged, was it like, all right, we don't have to get into who you pegged, but was it like was it like a planned thing or you just like, all right, I found a
Planned
dude who
thing.
wants to be pegged. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like a thing. Okay. I
Yeah.
see. All right. Good for you. All right. So nice. Do you plan on pegging again?
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay.
This is a
But it's
pro
not
pegging
something you're
podcast.
actively searching for.
No, if it happens,
Okay.
it happens.
Right. You can live without it.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Justin. One more.
Now that the pegging segment used to be by our former co-host Jamie, who's no longer here. So now it's on Matt you're the reason we still bring this up because Matt's pro pegging.
Oh,
We're gonna put that on
Okay.
you now.
You're a fucking twat.
Matt's really into
I-
pegging.
Look, if
It's good for
people
the
want
show.
to peg, they can peg. I'm 5'11", so I don't get pegged. It's a thing. But no. We did want to ask this question, and we should ask it now. Okay. So, or Justin, any more questions for Jdub's questions?
Do you have any questions for me?
You can say no.
no.
It's okay.
Okay. So here's the question,
Matt hates that
Elizabeth.
question.
I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like, you know, I don't want someone to feel like they're forced to have a
It's the
question
same
for
thing.
you because
Yeah, it's like when you're
yeah.
in an interview, like, do you have any questions for us? I was like, I don't think so. Do I? What do you want me to ask you?
So, okay, Elizabeth. All right.
Uh-huh.
So you've been talking to us for around an hour and a half now, and you've
Mhm.
been having a bang up time, I can
Mhm.
tell. And so there's two of us here, right? We
Mhm.
each have male genitalia.
Mhm.
One of the male genitalia is circumcised and one is not. We would
Mhm.
like you to guess who you think is circumcised and who you think is not after an hour and a half discussion with us.
Okay, so I think. Oh shit!
Are you keeping
I'm
track
gonna
of the results of
say.
this, Matt?
I'm gonna say Justin is uncircumcised and Matt is circumcised.
Boom, boom.
I
Incorrect.
should have gone with my first fucking instinct. God damn
Yep,
it!
Is
stick
it
with your
50?
gut.
Are you keeping
There
track
you
of these
go.
results, Matt? This is good. I like this segment. I think this is
Yeah.
fun.
It's a
We
fun
had
question
who
because there's
refused
real
to
like
answer. Didn't one person refuse to answer?
yeah,
They're like,
the
I
first
can't
per-
make
the,
a
f-
decision.
the
Although
first
I
person
don't
we
prefer
ever
one
asked.
or the other, they're both great. I actually have had more uncircumcised than I have circumcised, believe it or not.
Oh,
That's
would you believe it?
crazy.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
I've
lot
seen
of
a
uncircumcised porn stars out there.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen
I've
you
seen a
know.
lot of, I mean, not a lot, but I've seen a good amount of dicks in my life. I've only seen one uncircumcised penis my whole life.
That's
and
this
it's
guy's.
Matt.
That's how I thought it was going to be too, and it's the opposite.
Really? That's nuts.
Yeah, one of the most famous people that I've ever had sex with is uncircumcised.
Damn. I mean, we'll cut his name. Can you say it?
Oh, Manuel Ferreira.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
that.
So,
he's a you know he's a big
He's a
supporter
hero
of
in
the
your
brand.
community.
He's
yeah,
good for the brand. Yeah, that's for sure.
yeah,
Nice.
no,
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's great. He's great for the brand for sure.
Mhm.
But we are coming towards the top of time, Elizabeth. I'll tell you this. You know, one of the sayings that Justin has is that when it goes by fast, you know it's good. And this flew by. Honestly, you've been so much fun and so awesome. Justin and I are usually on the same page with this, but we would love to have you back on the show if you'd be willing.
I would love to come back.
You've been so much fun. This has been great.
No, I had a really good time. Like I like when it's like when it's not all about my career. I don't mind talking about being a porn star, but I like, talking
Honestly, one of the things I agree. One of the things I like most about this is that, like, when we're asking like those questions at the beginning and talking about like, you know, you working at a fro-yo place and all this stuff, like, it's more like get to know like the person behind like it's you get to know the you as like a person as opposed to like the you on camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I think I like that. I like that part. I think that's interesting. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So very cool. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. There you
Yeah.
go. Nice. All right. So, like we said, you'll be at the X3 show in LA at the XBiz booth for January 19th and 20th. And then January 24th through 27th, you'll be at the AE Expo at the AVM booth in Las Vegas, Nevada. So make sure to check Elizabeth out there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Get to know her, get to hang out with her, get to spend some time with her. We'll have links in the description of this episode for all your socials and your link tree, which will contain your OnlyFans. So make sure you check Elizabeth out there. Elizabeth, is there anything you would like to say to your family, friends, fans, anybody listening before we get out of here?
Well, to my fans, thank you so much for being very supportive. I love you guys. My family actually doesn't know what I do. I mean, eventually.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I was talking about this with Matt Slayer last week. Eventually, it's going to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm bracing for impact at this point, but
yeah.
I'm 33, so.
I mean, your kids kind of don't know what it is, but like, right, like, yeah,
I mean,
like,
I don't even care so much about them. It's just like my mom and my dad and like
yeah.
my siblings and stuff like that. But
You know, it's a good way to do it is that buy them all a trip to Jamaica, right?
right?
With the money you made. And then while you're there, be like, look, guys, just want to let you know, I paid for this trip by selling my hoo-ha.
Yeah.
What's
exactly.
going
Yeah.
on?
What is it?
You
I
know?
have no idea what my mother does for a living. I know my father works in a machine shop. I've been there like 3 times when I was 15. I have no idea what
Yeah.
that man does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
you
could
know
be
what? I
slanging
always-
dick for all we know.
Yeah, for
I-
all I know, he's banging all those weird Korean dudes in that fucking machine shop.
I
The
tell
Vietnamese,
people
I'm
like
sorry.
I think my dad would be cool with it because if I told him like how much money I was making, he'd be like, "Oh, we don't have to have this conversation again then." But my
The
mom
ends
would be the
justify
one
the
that would be
means.
like clutching her pearls and being like, "How dare you?"
I
Like,
birthed you and I didn't think.
right?
Yeah.
Or, you know,
I
like
mean, you don't know.
my best friend though is 50 years old, and she's like, "Girl, you're 33. Like, what are they? Can't, you know, it's not like they're paying for your bills. Like, you're paying your bills. You're doing everything you're
Yeah.
supposed to do. You're
Yeah.
making the money. Like, what are they going to tell you? You can't do that." So
Yeah. It's not like it's affecting your family in a negative way. If anything,
yeah.
it's
And I
just
enjoy it. That's why I got into it, is I enjoy it, and I'm not doing anything illegal. And so
yeah. I mean, yeah, shout out, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Did you get any advice before going into like the industry from anybody, or were you just like flying in
No, I just kind of
head first?
head first.
Here we
I
are.
have I
Head and butt first.
I have a couple people that give me like, they'll be like, "Hey, don't collab with this person." Like there's one person that I know that I'll text and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this person?" And if they gave me the green light, so they used to work on set on porn all the time. They were
Yeah.
never in porn, but they used to work on set. And so he knows everybody, and he'll be like, "Hey, don't work with this person," or, "Oh, this is, you know." So, and I've only had a couple incidences where he's like, "Oh, fuck no, don't work with this person."
Oh
And
wow.
so
We've
yeah.
had a couple people. We had a person on before that had said that they were like, there's one that they have like a no go list
A
where it's
no
like
list,
they won't,
yeah.
yeah, no list where they won't work with this person, and one of them said because that person smelled so goddamn bad that it was like, yeah, it was brutal.
That's
I
like
was like,
my
damn,
biggest fear. I mean, obviously you know what you smell like, but I was just having a conversation with Tanya Tate about this.
yeah,
Because
love Tanya.
I did a scene with her the other day. And
Oh, that's great.
yeah, so yeah, she's my publicist, but
Is that how you signed on to Star Factory? Was
yes.
after the scene? Oh, so she recognized the talent. She's like, look, I'm signing you up. You know.
Well, we kind of got connected. I don't want to give the source as to how we got connected,
Yeah.
but we got connected, and then I signed on to her company, and then we just did our first scene together. So I shot like a full-on porno at my house last week.
Oh,
She was in
nice.
it. But what were we talking about? We were talking about, oh, people. Yeah, so we were
Yeah.
talking about that, and like we don't ever want to be those women that are like known as like, "Oh, this chick smells bad," or like, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very,
Nobody
not
wants
that
to
I've
be
ever
smelly
smelled
cat.
bad, but I don't know. Like I'm just afraid that someone's gonna be like, you smell," or something.
I mean, I doubt that that'll happen to you, but I think guys have more to be worried about. Well, no, that's not true. I saw this thing where Kieran Lee told a story about how there's this one girl that was just like, he was like, it was just horrendous. But,
Oh, well,
you
you know what's
know,
crazy is every guy I've ever worked with and every chick I've ever worked with has never smelled bad. Like, and I've been on every crevasse possible with guys and girls, and no one's ever
yeah.
smelled
I mean,
Uh,
that's the bare minimum for the job is like,
bad,
hey, like
right?
don't show up stinky, you know?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
asking
yeah.
so little of you. Just please do not reek when you show up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, it's ugh, God, that
Yeah.
grosses me out to think about
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's another thing, is everybody that I've worked with so far has been amazing, amazing,
Oh,
and so sweet and so kind and so professional. And I'm very lucky because I know that not everybody has had that experience.
yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and Kieran
Hey.
Lee's a great guy, by the way. He directed the Brazzers scene that I was in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he's the one
That's
that got me
great.
that whole thing, because we were supposed to collab together, but the guy's super busy. So he's like, I'll promise you something. So one day he's like, "Hey, you want to be in a scene with Manuel Ferrer and Sinatra Monroe for Brazzers?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to ask me twice.
yeah. So yeah.
Nice. All right. Awesome. So, all right, we are coming towards the top of time.
Yeah.
So, you're Justin, is there anything you would like to say to, anybody who's ever made the mistake of loving you before we take off?
I mean, the mistake of loving me is
Well, we
very
know
unfair.
we know it's not your dad because he left.
A couple of them did. It's
Yeah.
It's a very sore topic. No, everybody be safe, enjoy yourselves, and watch the new Indiana Jones movie. It's a good time. I like it.
Justin,
I
can
didn't
I
even
ask
know
you
there
this
was
question?
another Indiana Jones.
What did
movie.
you think of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
I never watched it.
It was
This
that
is
one
alright.
is like people were not happy with that one. Is this one better than that one, Justin?
Yeah, this one's definitely better
Okay.
than that one.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. So it's like Rocky Balboa in comparison to Rocky 5. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a
There's
fair.
nothing wrong with
The
that.
Russian
You watch
one. Was
Creed?
that 4?
Russian,
No,
yeah,
four is
with
the
Ivan
Russian.
Drago was 4. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, it's a great one. Yeah. That won the Cold War. Justin, quick question, Justin. Would you rather be 5'11" like myself or known your dad?
I seen a picture of my dad, and it was so like growing up, I had no idea who it was. So people were like, could be Keith Primu, could be like could
Eric
be somebody
Lindros.
popular. So, and then I saw a picture of him when I was like, I don't know, 35, and I was like, God damn it, so disappointing.
Yeah, it's definitely not Rod Brindamore.
No, but I would never. It's such a. I actually just recently went to the doctor and found out I was taller than I thought I was.
How tall are you?
I thought I was like just under 6, like I was like 6'0.9", like just under 6'1". And then I just recently went to the doctor for the first time in like 10 years. And she measured me and she's like, "You're 6'1.5". I was like, "I am?" Yeah.
You and me we're almost eye level. You know?
Almost,
Yeah.
You're 5'8" and 3/4.
I'm 5'11", you son of a bitch. All right. But either way, speaking of me being 5'11", this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the one and only Jdub, Justin Richardson. And our guest today was the incredible, the amazing, the beautiful, the outstanding, the one and only Elizabeth Skylar. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we keep bringing this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening and have a good one. Thanks. See ya.
Thank you for having me.